I'm gonna make that thing 500 horsepower. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, like, some of the messages that I've got on Instagram lately, and some of the stuff in the comments and the videos, I find it hilarious. I find it somewhat delusional as well sometimes, but anyway, I think some people think that because I'm a YouTuber, I make a shed load of money, and believe me, I don't. YouTube pays me nothing. Well, it pays me something, but doesn't pay me anywhere near as much as it should do. But anyway, that's another story. So, what am I actually going to do to this car? Well, today, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do to this car, or at least kind of give you my thought process as to where my head's at with the Alfa Romeo 4C. If you're new to this video, of course, make sure to check out some of my other content. I do lots of automotive content, vlogs, reviews. I go on lots of events, press trips. Fortunate enough to drive lots of press cars and meet very cool people. But anyway, here we go. So, firstly, most important thing that any 4C should have is the steering upgrade. So there's a geometry setup package that I think Alfa Works do. And actually what that is, in fact, a bit of context behind it, if you don't know anything about the steering on the 4C, I'll quickly enlighten you. The Alfa Romeo 4C steering, when it comes out the packet, out the box, is pretty horrendous. They improved it over the years, but it's still nowhere near as good as it should do. And when I talk about horrendous, I'm talking about if you're on anything other than really kind of flat surface, like a racetrack basically, any undulations in the road, like the motorway, for example, changing lane in a motorway, the car basically wants to drive itself, so it kind of pulls you to whatever way the road is going, and yeah, you need to change it. Thankfully for me, this car already has had the geometry package done by the guys at Alfa Works. So the steering on it is much better. It's so much better. And actually, I think to put it into perspective, one of the things I did notice was I went on a drive a couple of weeks back. I didn't film it because I just wanted to enjoy myself, with me, Joe Achilles in the M2 competition, and Patrick, becoming Patrick, with a Alfa 4C launch edition. I went for an early morning Sunday hoon. It was about an hour-and-a-half drive, lots of country lanes. And we were driving hard, we were driving spiritedly, and actually I look back and I think, had I have not had the geometry on this car, there is no way that I would have been able to drive those roads without, you know, like the most ridiculous amount of focus and the risk of me being thrown straight into a hedge or off the side of the road, or into a pothole or whatever it may be, any undulation, anything. You feel it, but no, so it was a much more pleasurable driving experience. Of course, because it doesn't have power steering, it's still a little bit harder, and the steering is completely unassisted, so it still does kind of drive itself a little bit. But again, that's the beauty of it. That's the kind of what's the word? It's the quirks, if you like, of the 4C, but it just makes you love it even more, because like when you're looking at driver involvement, there is nothing more involving than really fighting a car. Like when you're hooning it around country roads, it genuinely felt incredible. The other thing that I do want to potentially explore, but again I have to be very careful, I need to do a lot of research on it, so I'd say any Alfa 4C owners or people who know about Alfa 4Cs, please do get involved in the comments. But one of the things that I kind of look at, you can probably see it already in the video, is the spacers, potential spacers for the rear wheels, because they look a little, they're quite tucked in, but I'm really conscious of playing around with the setup because of how, you know, it's built that way. I'm just worried that if I play around with spacers, although it will look good, might that then upset the way the car drives? I'm not sure, but from a stance perspective, I think it would look a lot nicer to have those rear wheels spaced out a little bit more. Potentially, again, the Teledial wheels are incredible. They're probably the best wheels that you can get for the Alfa 4C. I don't know if I want to change them, but potentially maybe get some wider wheels. Potentially, who knows? Yeah. I can just see it. I can see it in the camera. Those rear wheels look really tucked in. It pains me, but yeah, I need to do some research. So I don't want to do anything that's going to ruin the drivability of this car. The other thing, in fact, the most important thing I need to do is get myself a number plate. Not because there is no number plate on the car at the moment. I've taken it off specifically for the video because it just looks cooler. I'm talking about a private plate. I mean, over the years, 2.5 years of YouTube, everyone said, when are you going to get a private number plate? Well, I will do it. I think that will be the first modification I get for the car, will be to get a private number plate. So I've been looking at a few online. I've seen one that I like. And yeah, I won't say anything else because someone will probably go and buy it when I release this video. So I'm going to buy the number plate before I tell you what it is. Yes, a number plate, important mod. I'm really up for doing that. The other thing that you guys have probably noticed with the headlights, kind of the spider style headlights, is that they are kind of like a matte black finish. I would have loved them to have been carbon, but I just couldn't make the spec work. The car was, mileage is only 5,000, one owner. It was in great condition, and I was happy to not have the carbon lights versus the condition it was in, because it was incredible. So potentially carbon headlights might be something I might look at. I know some people have said, oh, would you get the new style headlights, the clear headlights? But I quite like these. I know they're kind of Marmite, you know, people are like, I don't know, it looks like a bug. But I like it. I like these headlights. I would like to even go carbon with them. Or another one would be, which is quite good, is actually to get them sprayed gloss black so that they match the rest of the car. I think that would look really cool. Yeah, I think gloss black would look sick. So yeah, that's something else. The other thing potentially is PPF. I know that these aren't exciting mods that you'll want to know about, but I think the Alfa Romeo 4C paint, same with the Abarth and other FCA cars, it's so soft that any forms of stone chips just chip the paint. So potentially a front end PPF potentially I might do. So if there's anyone out there who does PPF who wants to do some form of collaboration, let me know. Yeah, please do let me know. But yeah, so PPF is potentially another option of what I will do to the Alfa 4C. What about power? Power, I think a remap potentially is on the cards. I think that maybe like an Alpha Works remap of some form, get it close to 300 horsepower. I mentioned it in my first drive video. A car like that at 300 horsepower will just be so fast. It's so fast now. I don't complain about the power. I know it's only 240 horsepower, and I'm not complaining at all about the power of this car. But I think a little bit more wouldn't go amiss, and it would just be more fun. But yeah, I think 300 or 290-ish would be insane in that car. So yeah, I think remap is pretty much on the cards. Tyres, the car currently has a Pirelli P0 tyres on it, which I'm not a fan of. I really am not a fan of the P0 tyres. They're very loud. They are not the greatest in the colder weather, although to be fair, I'll be trying not to drive this car as much as possible if it's either raining or snowing. Definitely probably not snow at all. But I mean, I would probably look to maybe get some Michelin's PS, and then they do PS4s? I'm not sure. Michelin Pilot Sport tyres of some sort. I think they're great tyres all round. So potentially looking at new tyres, Michelin would be probably high up on the list. What about the colour? The colour black. So I love black. Obviously you all know that my Abarth was black, which is why I bought another black car. But I guess there's a question, would I ever wrap this car? I wouldn't rule it out. I think it would be quite cool to potentially wrap it in something that's not been done before, maybe. But again, it's not something I'd be doing immediately. Ultimately, wrapping would protect the paintwork as well, so it's something to think about. But I do love it in black. I think it looks insane. So yeah, maybe a wrap at some point. Who knows? Who knows? Now, if I had money, as in if I had cash, as in if YouTube paid me some serious cash, what I would love to do to this car is I would love to put the Zender rear diffuser on the Alfa 4C. I think the Zender carbon fiber rear diffuser looks insane with the kind of triangular exhaust pipes. I think it just looks stunning. I think that the exhaust pipes on the 4C unfortunately do let it down a little bit, even though the sound of it is incredible. I do think they look a little bit like pea shooters, but again, I can live with that for now. But if I had the cash, I would absolutely get the Zender rear diffuser and exhaust pipe. It's got the race exhaust already, so really from a sound perspective it's really nice. The only thing that I do criticize, I guess, a little bit is when you're on the motorway around about 70-ish, 75, you do get quite a bit of drone, and it is quite loud. I think it's very loud. So there's potential to maybe look at exhaust options. I know Quicksilver do an exhaust which actually removes that kind of drone at 70 odd mile an hour, but it still sounds really loud when you really blast it. So potentially your thoughts about exhaust. And I guess everybody now wants to know, oh, wicked, he's got all these plans. When is he going to do them? I'll be really real with you and really frank with you. Nothing much is really going to happen in the short term. As most of you know, if you don't know, I'm in the kind of process of finding a house to buy. Me and the missus are looking to buy a house. So all my really kind of disposable income is going on, well, house. Really, and wedding as well, because me and the missus are getting married. So this year is a very, very expensive year, and I just cannot justify spending more money on that car at the moment, unfortunately, because there are other priorities that I really need to focus on. Buying a house is the priority.
But you'll see a lot more of that because I'll start doing a lot more vlogs. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Those are the plans for the 4C. Nothing's really happening in the short term, but some exciting stuff, I guess, for the longer term. Depending on how much I have to fork into a house and how much I need to modify the house. In fact, I'll probably end up doing a video modifying my house. There you go. But anyway, guys, my name's been Steph. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And I will see you all soon on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.